Do you like Bray Wyatt retaining the WWE Championship? Because I sure do. Do you like my mildly modified setup? I moved some things around, because I sort of do. Do you like my, again, another layout from Mike Will 87 around the outside? Again, outdoing himself. How does he do it? I don't know. Go show him some love, because I sure do enjoy this way, my fresh new layout. It looks great. So, greetings, people of the interwebs. It is Dan here, and I have your SmackDown Live review for your February 14th, 2017 Valentine's Day edition of SmackDown. But they did not exploit the holiday aspect of it, much like Monday Night Raw did the past several times that they've had holiday episodes, like July 4th, Labor Day. I think there was one other that Halloween was on a Monday. So they've had a bunch of these Monday Night Raw holiday episodes, and I'm so glad that SmackDown did not exploit the holiday thing. So anyway, let's get into this. They were live, from Los Angeles, California, I think? Oh no, Anaheim, California. They were live from Anaheim, California. I actually did miss the opening segment because my sister cannot shop quickly at all. We went into Barnes & Noble to find like a crossword book for my grandma, and then from the crossword book section, which was on the bottom floor right by the cash registers, we ended up just having to walk up and down every single lane of both floors of Barnes & Noble. Never go shopping with my sister. It's the worst. So I actually did miss just the opening segment of this show, and I'm actually a bit disappointed that I did, because it actually set up the main event. It started with Wyatt coming out as the WWE Champion, I believe. I'm just going off of what I heard from various people. Started with Wyatt coming out as the champ, and then Cena, of course, coming out, because the originally scheduled main event was going to be John Cena's contractual one-on-one rematch with Bray Wyatt for the title. But then AJ Styles comes out and says, wait, whoa. I never got my contracted one-on-one rematch from whenever I lost the title at the Royal Rumble. And so they say, okay, you're right, let's make it happen. Boom. The main event match is made a triple threat for the WWE Championship. So that was good from what I've heard. As I said, I missed it. It's stupid, but hey, whatever. Then after that, we had a tag match. In tag action, we had American Alpha versus the Ascension. I said that the Ascension needed to win this because of what happened to them at the Elimination Chamber. If you don't know what happened to them at the Elimination Chamber, American Alpha basically got laid out by the Usos, and then Ascension came out next in the Tag Team Turmoil match, and you thought that the Usos were handing the Ascension the tag team titles, but then American Alpha just made a superhuman comeback and hit Grand Amplitude to pin the Ascension for the win, even though they had just been laid waste by the Usos just minutes before. So I thought that the Ascension needed to win this after what happened to them at the Chamber. There were a lot of near falls in this match, a lot of hard hitting, especially from the Ascension, but in very short order after all the, hard hits from the Ascension and such, they were buried tonight by the Grand Amplitude, the beautiful looking double back suplex looking combo thing from American Alpha, their tag team finisher. It looks great, but I don't agree with the Ascension being buried in the way that they were. So anyway, post-match, Usos come on to the Megatron, and they start talking trash to American Alpha. I couldn't really understand what they were saying. It was street talk, and even though I grew up in the hood back in the day, my street talk's a little rusty, so I couldn't quite understand what was going on, and it sounded like they were laying down some kind of challenge to American Alpha for the tag titles, which was interesting. So I'd really like to see that dynamic again, because they actually brought up when the Usos hurt Gable's leg several months ago. They actually brought that up in this segment on the Megatron. So I was actually really excited, and I am very excited for their upcoming tag feud with the Usos and American Alpha. Next, we had James Ellsworth in a backstage segment with Dean Ambrose. Go away, Ellsworth. Why are you still here? I don't care if you're with Carmella. You are cringy as hell. You make Carmella even more cringy than she already is. You're not doing anything for anybody. Just go away. So he was backstage with Carmella. Ambrose comes through looking for Baron Corbin. He's pissed that he got eliminated by Baron Corbin. And so he comes by Ellsworth and Carmella, and says, dude, what do you dress like, to Ellsworth, because, they used to be buddies. And he says, oh, by the way, she's using you, and you're dressed really weird. And so apparently after that, Daniel Bryan comes through, and Ambrose is like, hey, where's Corbin? I want to fight him, blah, blah, blah. And then Ellsworth starts talking again, and then Ambrose is like, Daniel, can I beat the crap out of this guy? And I was like, yes, you can. So Daniel Bryan was like, you do have some unresolved issues here, and you do have some anger to take out. Sure, why not? So Ambrose versus Ellsworth was booked. I was a bit disappointed that it was an Ellsworth match, but hey, I do love me some Dean Ambrose. So Ambrose versus Ellsworth was booked. Again, I was a bit disappointed. And then it went to commercial, and then after commercial, it cut immediately to Ellsworth in the ring with Carmella, playing to Carmella's music in the background. And then he introduced Carmella for some reason, even though he was the one intended to be in the match. Excuse me, I had really good enchiladas for dinner. But he introduced Carmella even though he was the one in the match. That made no sense to me. That made absolutely no sense. I literally hate this man. He's the worst. He's literally the worst. Again, like I said, he's cringy as hell as a heel. He doesn't elevate Carmella in any way, shape, or form. It's weird. And then Dean Ambrose music hits, and he doesn't come out. He's nowhere to be seen. And then probably about 20 to 30 seconds into his theme music, you see Baron Corbin dragging the limp body of Dean Ambrose out from behind from gorilla position, and he just lays Dean Ambrose out on the ramp. Dean Ambrose's shirt is all ripped up. He's got his leather jacket partially pulled off. He's all beat up. And then he starts going after Corbin, and they take this off of the stage. And then, oh my god, friggin' Corbin, he does probably one of the best deep sixes I've ever seen. Deep six into some electrical stuff, and the height that he got on the deep six as well was just insane. He had like Ambrose up at like eye level for this deep six. It was crazy. So beautiful deep six into some electronics, fake electronics, because, the sparks were flying out of a random table with a cloth over it. So you knew that they were fake electronics. And so that's how that ended, and they pulled Dean out, and, they just, It was not a good day for Dean Ambrose. It was not a good day to be a Dean. I will put it that way. So he got put through some electricals, and then we go to a backstage segment with Brie Bella. Brie Bella? Where did that come from? We go to a backstage segment with Nikki Bella and Natalya after their unresolved issues at Elimination Chamber, and apparently Bryan opened this by saying that Nikki had to stop attacking Natalya, even though Natalya was the one that sort of started this whole thing. And then he was going to propose something, and he said, I think you'll like it. And then Natty came in and was like, oh, what, you think she'll like it? And he's like, I think you'll like it too. And she was like, oh no, but she gets everything, blah, 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 her usual crap. And then they start fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and ripping and tearing and ripping into each other's hair and pulling of uniform and pulling of hair and the same shtick. And then Bryan, I've never seen Bryan get this angry yet as a GM. He just, he calls security to separate them, and he screams. I don't even want to scream as loud as he screamed, because I've got neighbors over here, and I've got neighbors up there that could probably hear me. But he was basically saying, shut up, stop this is stupid, this should not go any further. This is going to be resolved in a Falls Count Anywhere match next week, since you guys will fight in every place but the ring. So I thought that was badass. Him saying, hey, you guys are not willing to resolve this in the ring, you're fighting in every place but the ring, so hey, guess what? You're going to have a Falls Count Anywhere match next week. I love that booking decision. That was great, what can I say? So, Falls Count Anywhere match between Nikki Bella and Natalya scheduled for next week to hopefully resolve this whole thing. And then backstage, Baron Corbin got stopped, and the backstage interviewer asked her why he did what he did to Dean Ambrose. And Corbin cut a promo saying that Dean cost him the WWE title in the Elimination Chamber, so Dean gets sent to the hospital. And why? Because of Baron Corbin. Enough said. That is precisely why I love Baron Corbin, and I think he's an absolute badass. And coincidentally, Me, along with JD, have been saying for a while that, well, I haven't been saying it, I've been thinking it for a while, but JD was the first one to say it, that Baron Corbin is more than likely going to win the Money in the Bank. And coincidentally, right after this Baron Corbin promo, I believe they showed an ad for Money in the Bank, which is a SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view. I got no idea what Raw is going to do that month, because I thought that Money in the Bank should be a joint pay-per-view, like it used to be. You know, where like both brands were on it and you had both briefcase matches, which I think would be great. Having both 6-man Money in the Bank ladder matches, that would be unbelievable. I would love that. Let's see, where are we at now? Next, there was a backstage promo with Dolph Ziggler with Renee Young, the beautiful Renee Young. Apparently, Renee said that the fans are claiming that Dolph is a sore loser. He says he is not a sore loser and that the only sore losers are Kalisto and Apollo Crews. Good, way to go, even though you're the one that beat the crap out of them after you lost and they won. They're the sore. Okay, whatever. So regardless, we get the Becky versus Mickie James rematch from the Elimination Chamber. Mickie and Becky both look fantastic, by the way. Becky looks better tonight, honestly, than she did at the Chamber. Mickie looks fantastic, as usual, as I said before. In the middle of this match, I noticed a really bad moment with the commentary team, and worse than usual, because JBL mentioned that Mickie feels that Becky thinks that she's surpassed her as a women's athlete, which is complete bullshit. That has not happened. And then David Otunga, over freaking here, David Otunga just pipes up and says, well, I think she has. Really, David? 6 women's championships. Not 5-time, like freaking Booker T. Or wait a minute, was that 5-time? Yeah, okay. So not the 5-time like Booker T, but a 6-time women's champion in Mickie James. And you're going to say that Becky, after one women's title reign period that only lasted a few months, has surpassed Mickie James. And after only being up on the main roster for what, like a year and a half-ish, maybe? Being up on the roster for a year and a half, one title reign, he says she's already surpassed Mickie James. I feel that is bullshit. But anyway, this was a great match. Again, the story was both women working the arms of each other. They were working each other's arms, and it was great to see. I love watching these two women work. They seem to just gel really well in the ring. I would love to see this in the future, but over the women's title. I would love it. Absolutely love it. And then Mickie did some great heel work here at the end of this match. She feigned a knee injury. She got back into the ring and she feigned a knee injury in the corner. And the ref came over and she was like, I can't go anymore. And the ref was like, give me a doctor. And Becky was coming over trying to be the sympathetic babyface and whatnot. And then Mickie just gets right up and boom, nails her with a roundhouse mitt kick. Beautiful. I loved it. And she pins her for the 1-2-3 after the mitt kick off of the feigned injury. That is amazing heel work by Mickie James. Top notch. She has not lost a step on any of these girls, man. She can hold her own right up there with the best of them, and I absolutely love it. So next, we had, I believe it went to commercial or something after that, and then Naomi was out there with no entrance, which I thought was odd for your women's champion. If you're going to want to build her as a women's champion, I feel like you should give her a proper entrance in her first time entering SmackDown as women's champion, but that is just me. But she came out with her women's title. She wasn't dressed in ring gear. She was dressed in like normal street clothes, I guess. But Naomi apparently said that she had been injured. And the ring interviewer brought that up with her. She said, so apparently you've been dealing with some injuries. Tell us about that. And she's like, oh, well, I've been really working this injured. I've been trying to do this injured, which I thought, oh shit, she's gonna have to relinquish the title because she's gotten some kind of injury that's just gonna set her back. But no, after she mentioned that she just took the women's title regardless of injuries and nobody was gonna take it away from her, I pretty much thought, okay, she's not gonna have to relinquish the title. She is here to stay. But then Alexa Bliss's music hits. Alexa Bliss comes out, looks fantastic. 5 Feet of Fury. Oh my god. Buddy Murphy, you lucky fucker. Oh my god. Bliss comes out looking great. Bliss says in the middle of this beautiful heel promo that she wants Naomi's family to walk into Orlando at WrestleMania and see the real women's champion, of course talking about herself. Excuse me. And she gave Naomi and the SmackDown front office staff 1 week to book a rematch, or else she said that either Naomi can give her her title back or that she will take it from her before WrestleMania. And that was pretty much it for all the other segments outside of the main event. And then it was main event time. Cena came out with absolute fire and vigor. He is, regardless of whether you love him or hate him, the dude's money. What can I say? God, I'm shaking my camera. I'm not meaning to. I'm just like, the setup move around has just messed with my camera a lot. But Cena came out with major fire. He was jumping off the stage. He was going over to the stands, pointing to the fans. He was yelling. He was screaming. He was hyped. And then AJ Styles came out next. The dude's absolutely money. He's getting the loudest cheers of anybody on the main roster outside of Daniel Bryan, and neither of them are, AJ is a heel and Bryan's no longer an active wrestler. So he needs to be a babyface by the end of the year at least. And honestly, then when Bray Wyatt came out, it looked amazing to see those fireflies in the, how Bray Wyatt's name panel when he comes out has like the fireflies that join together to form his name, Bray Wyatt. It looked great to see the words WWE Champion across that nameplate above Bray Wyatt as he came down to the ring. It looked absolutely incredible. And then once the lights came up, Luke Harper was there, just at ringside, ready to beat the living hell out of Wyatt. And he did. He beat the crap out of Wyatt. He nailed him with a bunch of punches in the corner of the barricade, and then he nailed him with a gorgeous super kick. Holy hell. This was like a cruiserweight level super kick. In fact, there are some cruiserweights that I don't even think could do a super kick that good. So he nailed him. He beat the crap out of him. But Bray came back eventually. Pretty soon into this match, Cena hit his comeback sequence with the shoulder block, little side slam off the front, went up for the 5-knuckle shuffle. Bray pulled him out from under the rope. Bray pulled him out from under the ropes to prevent the 5-knuckle shuffle. And then there was a beautiful sequence from a Sister Abigail that Bray Wyatt attempted on John Cena. This was a little bit later on in the match. There was a Sister Abigail that Bray Wyatt attempted on John Cena, and it seems like whenever Bray Wyatt stalls the Sister Abigail, it always gets, reversed out of. Whenever he stalls it or, just does the kiss or whatever, he'll get countered out of. That didn't used to happen all the time, but it seems like whenever he just hooks it and does it, just flicks back immediately and does the Sister Abigail, it always hits. But he stalled the Sister Abigail for a second, and then, Cena countered out of it. I believe he tried to hit it on Cena. Cena countered out of it. He moved out of the way, and I was wondering why he moved out of the way. AJ Styles comes out of nowhere from the top of the frame with a phenomenal forearm to Bray Wyatt. And then after the phenomenal forearm, Bray Wyatt rolled over into the corner, and Cena hit an AA to Styles. And it was a vicious AA, too. AJ was flailing and swinging his arms all through the air throughout the thing. I thought it was incredible. Hey. Yeah, I'm back here. Sorry, sister came home from the grocery store. So, anyway, it was a beautiful AA to Styles. It looked brutal because he was flailing and flying his arms through the air and flailing his legs as he went down. And he was doing the elbows to try to counter out of the AA, but John Cena just, he was no-selling these elbow shots to the face. And it was great. It was unbelievable. Absolutely loved it. So that was the great AA, end of a great sequence. And apparently they gave away a high spot on a commercial because right after this sequence they went to commercial. I don't like it whenever they give high spots away on commercials. I just don't. It's not a good look to give your viewing audience to give away like a big high spot on commercial. And apparently they gave away the high spot of Bray getting laid out on the announce table and AJ Styles climbing to the top of the barricade. And we just come out to see AJ Styles doing a full-blown cross-body splash on Bray Wyatt on the announce table, but Bray did not go through the announce table on that first splash. The crowd was chanting, "One more time, one more time." AJ climbed the barricade, jumped up, did another crossbody splash, and it finally sent Bray through the table. And then they got back into the ring, and Styles reversed that double AA move that won Cena the title at the Royal Rumble, where he does the one AA and then rolls through and does the second AA. As he was rolling through to do the second AA, Styles countered that into a calf crusher. Beautiful counter by AJ Styles. By the way, he reversed it into a calf crusher, and then Cena countered that calf crusher into an STF, and then Bray Wyatt just comes out from outside the ring from just getting smashed through a table and does a running senton to break the whole thing up. And then Bray kicked out of an AA, which was nice, and then Cena kicked out of a Styles Clash, which was good, I guess. But Bray kicking out of an AA, you know, it kind of shows that he's got Cena's number a little bit. Kicked out of an AA, Cena kicked from a Styles Clash, and then Bray retains with a Sister Abigail to John Cena to end the match. 1, 2, 3. Bray Wyatt is still your WWE Champion. Great match. Really damn good main event. I liked this main event a lot. And then, you know, it was off of a weird sequence as well, again, because Cena knocked Styles out because Styles was going for a phenomenal forearm, but then Cena pulled the ropes and it knocked him out of the ring. And then he went running at Bray trying to do the AA, and Bray caught him in the Sister Abigail and flipped him to retain. And then I looked at my clock and I was like, it's only like 7:53. There's got to be something else to happen. But I couldn't think of what it was. I figured that they would just have Bray Wyatt make a really long exit from the ring. But no, they had Randy Orton's music hit, and they waited for a few seconds just to delay the effect. But eventually Randy Orton did indeed come out. That was good. I was hyped when Randy Orton came out to his music. I was so incredibly hyped. Came down the ramp slowly, methodically, slower than usual, by the way. Came down the ramp very, very slow, methodical. Approaches Bray, very cautious to get in the ring. And he says, you are my servant, he said, I am the Royal Rumble winner, and I have gained every right and every privilege that entails, but as long as I am the servant and you are the master, I refuse to face you at WrestleMania. I pledge my undying loyalty to you, Bray Wyatt. And then he knees down and holds his arms out and looks up at Bray Wyatt, and then he does his signature thing, which that's great. He does, let me close my notebook now. He does that, which is great. And Bray Wyatt's down doing Follow the Buzzards as SmackDown goes off the air. So, great show overall. Absolutely loved it. It was really good, despite the fact that I missed the opening segment, but it turns out I actually didn't miss as much as I thought. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. If you did enjoy, please be sure to hit that like button down below, and also share the video if you really enjoyed it and you maybe want your friends to see it. Share the video down below. Also, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of SmackDown tonight. Do you think that maybe Cena should have broken Rick's record? No, no, no. But if you did, let me know down in the comments below, or any other results tonight that occurred that you were maybe intrigued by. Let me know down in the comments. Also, do not forget to hit that little red button down below and subscribe so that you can get email and text alerts whenever I upload next, so that you never miss another video. Thank you guys so much. You keep yourself safe, and I'll see you at a later date. Farewell.